Hey there, Michael, with some more to wonder on James 1, 2 through 4. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how we arrive at our understanding of these verses from the application of two principles I gave you this week. First, identify the main verb. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I will point out the second secret that I shared with you, or key principle, following the punctuation. I'm going to show you how to do that in these verses, and you're just going to see this verse just open up to a world of understanding. This is something that you could apply to just about any verse in the Bible. It's especially the ones that are longer sentences. It will help you greatly. So let's get into that. So we're going to build bridges to understanding the Bible here. And don't forget that I'm on Instagram at More to Wonder, Facebook, More to Wonder, and moretowonder.org. So as we look at the exposition of James, we have a key idea here. The main verb controls the other verbs in the verse while centering the meaning around the primary action. So this is the key idea. So as we look at this verse, and I'm just going to read it through, consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters, when you encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. And let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be mature or perfect and complete, lacking in nothing. Now, the first thing that we'll notice is this period right here between 3 and 4. So as we look at that, we identified there are two parts. Now that will help us to identify the main verbs. Now I've put here in different colors a few of the verbs that we find. We have consider, encounter, knowing, testing, produces, let have, maybe, and lacking. And in that way, we look at this, and I've outlined here these two verbs, consider and let have. These are imperatives. These are commands or instructions that James gives us, and they control the rest of the sentence. I'm going to show you how we come to understand that, but the first thing we must do is count it all joy, or consider it all joy, and then let endurance have its perfect result. So James gives us two imperatives, two actions, and these center the main verse. So if I were just to read these clauses, consider it all joy and let endurance have its perfect result, we have in combination here two actions from James which clearly center the meaning of the verse. Everything else adds something to that. So let's look at following the punctuation. Now, as I've mentioned, we have two main parts, and so I've got those on here on the screen for you. But let's break down these parts even further. Consider it all joy, my brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters is just the address he's writing, whom he's writing to. And then we have some other things going on here. Now the second line right here, when you encounter various trials, that's showing us time. When do you count it all joy? And why do you count it all joy? Knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. So these two clauses, what we call clauses, modify or explain something about count it all joy. Now the next one, let endurance have its perfect result. This is a purpose clause. Okay, so let's look at it this way. Here's the main clause, consider it all joy. Okay, well, you say, when should I consider it all joy? When you encounter various trials. Okay, great. Then why? Okay, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. So James gives us the when and the why of counting it all joy. All right, so let's look at the second one, and let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may be mature and complete, lacking in nothing. Let endurance have its perfect result. That's the main action. That's what James calls us to do here. But he gives us the reason or the purpose for this, so that you may be mature and complete. Why? If you do not take or surrender to this perfecting work that these trials produce in us, then we will not achieve that perfection and the completeness that God desires for us. And so this lacking in nothing here is just the antithesis or parallel of perfect and complete. So if we're perfect and complete, what does that mean? We're lacking in nothing. So we have the main clause, we have the when, the why, we have the second main clause with a purpose, and then something that clarifies that purpose in parallel. I hope that this helps you with your understanding of the verse. Check out the blog where I get into explaining how David, the King David, actually, before he was king, actually lived out this verse in 1 Samuel 29. It's a very interesting study. I hope you join me in it. God bless you, and let's have more to wonder.